Welcome everybody to a brand new episode of That's a Wrap. I'm Caboose.
And I'm Camille.
Hey, what's going on? So Camille has been a guest on our show before. If you guys remember when we did our Infinity War countdown, she's been on the show. We just got back from seeing Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh,
yes. We're going to get into the review in just a second. It's going to be non-spoilers, so no spoilers in this video. Before we jump into everything, though, as always, if you could leave a like rating on the video, it shows your support, and I would really appreciate it. So if you could leave a like, that would be awesome. And well, like I said, we just got back from seeing it.
That movie is like, it's insane.
Yeah.
Like, we went in knowing that people were talking this movie up so much.
Yeah.
But then when you see it, you understand exactly why.
Yeah.
It is just one of the best animated movies I've seen ever.
Honestly, okay, so it's hard for me to say something like that because I haven't watched too many animated movies. So when I say something like, this is my favorite animated movie of all time, it maybe doesn't hold too much weight.
Yeah.
So let me go a step further and say that this might be one of my favorite comic book movies of all time, even in my top 10 movies of all time. This movie was a blast.
Yeah.
Beginning to end, I was grinning ear to ear. They had me. It was so good.
You were grinning the whole time because there were some
sad
teary-eyed
moments
there. Like,
yes.
I was sitting next to you and I was like, oh God, I can't. Aaron's going to see. I can't. But it was just so good. Like, there's not a moment when you're watching the film that you're like, oh, okay, I'm kind of getting bored. You don't want to check your phone. Like, you're always just intrigued to what's happening on the screen. And you're not overwhelmed by all the references.
Not at all. The references, the Easter eggs, holy smoke, especially in the first 10 minutes, they throw everything at you. And it may seem like it's a lot to keep up with, but it's not like they hit you over the head with it.
Yeah,
it's just very subtle, some of it not so subtle.
Yeah.
And it's just great. It's great stuff. The writing is perfect in this movie.
And that's the thing. Like, there are references there, but if you are not a Spider-Man fan or you're not too familiar with the Spideyverse, then you'll miss some, but you won't miss all of them.
Exactly.
You'll still understand some of these references. There's a lot of pop culture references as well.
Yeah.
Like, I was so surprised by how many, like, just random stuff outside of Marvel that they were able to pack into this movie. But how they do the references, like, it doesn't pull away from the story.
No, not at all. It adds more to the world. It makes it feel like a real world, especially considering it's an animated movie.
Yeah.
But speaking of the animation, we talked about this on the way home. It's like its own character in the movie. The animation style and all the little, like, the way they make it feel like a living comic book. You'll see comic book bubbles popping up every now and then when Miles is talking to himself.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. What a great idea to really make this world feel like it's leaping off of the pages of a comic book.
Exactly. And if you were one of the sad souls like myself that watched Venom and stayed back for the end of it. Although Venom wasn't as bad as, like, everyone's saying it is. But if you stayed back and you saw the preview for Into the Spider-Verse, you're actually not spoiled. Because that was my fear going into this movie is I felt like what I saw after Venom, I know exactly what's happening in this movie. But they threw a lot of surprises at you that you don't even see coming until, like, maybe a minute before it happens.
Yeah. No, there were some surprises in this movie that aren't just like, oh, cool, that's in there. No, there were, like, surprises where I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, plot-changing surprises that you weren't able to see. And that's the thing. We see superheroes in all different forms, live action, animation, and we could always kind of feel a sense of, like, what's going to happen in the plot or, like, who are the main villains and, like, heroes involved. But in this one, like, there's a moment in the film where you're just like, yeah, this is happening. I'm a, like, you know, I can't give anything away. Oh my God. Where you're watching Peter interact with someone and you just have no idea who that person is. And when it's revealed who they are, you did not see it coming. Like, you weren't even thinking of this person plays a bigger role. Like, you weren't seeing it at all.
Yeah. So I also want to talk about the Spider men and women that are in this film. You know, we got Peter, obviously. We got Miles. We got a Japanese Spider-Man. I don't really understand.
I don't understand it either.
There's Spider-Ham, you know, Spider-Man Noir. What was your favorite of them all?
Yeah. Nicolas Cage's
yes!
award-winning role
yes!
as Spider-Man Noir. It like completely just, it's that he was born into the world
for Spider-Man
for
Noir.
that role.
Yeah.
Like he does it so well. That role is written so well. He's probably the funniest of all of the
He's
Spider
got
people.
some great comedic timing in this movie, and he probably was my favorite of the bunch as well. Spider-Ham a close second, though.
Spider-Ham is
great.
really good. Like the whole movie is so aware of the fact that it's a Spider-Man movie.
Exactly.
And so are the characters. They're aware that they are a part of this universe. They make jokes relating to other things that happen in the comic books, in like animation, in like other animation tellings of Spider-Man. But you never feel like you're getting like hit over the head over and over again by these references. Like it fits every moment. And it just makes you want to know more about each of these Spider-Man.
Yeah. No, they were so great. And I talked to you about this too. Like, I would love to see a movie off of each Spider-Man in the film. You know, Penny Parker. I would love to see like an anime style movie based off of her and, you know, the mech suit that she has. Obviously, Spider-Man Noir, especially some of the little glimpses that you get at the animation style they show for him.
Yes.
That would be so cool to see a whole movie off of that character.
And it's like we talk about the animation. Like the animation for the main, where the main story takes place, like in Miles' universe.
Yeah.
Like that's a different animation style than Spider-Man Noir or Penny Parker.
Yeah.
Or Spider-Pig, right?
Yeah,
like it's all different. So when they do these like little introductions to each of the spider people, then you're actually taken into their world and the animation changes, and it's so refreshing to get a glimpse of that. And it just makes you want to see more. Like I was telling you, if they were to release the DVD and have like 10-minute shorts for each of these spider heroes, like I would so live for that. I would live for that.
Yeah.
But like the other characters too, the villains.
Yes, the villains had some crazy designs as well.
Yeah. Like,
and they were cool.
They were cool. They were different than what we usually see.
It's something we've never seen, I feel.
No.
Like Green Goblin, you see a little bit in the trailer. Completely different from what we've ever seen before, you know?
Well, when you first see him, like, I was like, okay, yeah, this is Green Goblin. And then you have Spider-Man actually say, like, he makes a reference that it's Green Goblin, confirms that fact, but, like, you can't really picture Green Goblin like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's, like, a reference to, like, a telling of Spider-Man. Like, I have no idea.
So I think their Green Goblin design is, like, an amalgamation of the classic Green Goblin with the normal, you know, like, the goblin hat and everything, but the ultimate Green Goblin where he's, like, a giant monster, you know? So I like that. I appreciate that. The villain designs were cool. Some of them, I'm not sure, like, how I felt about it, but nothing where I was just like, that just looks bad. You know, I think they all looked cool. I like that they kind of made their own design with it. And yeah, like the animation is just spectacular.
The animation is
if this doesn't get nominated, if this doesn't get nominated at the Oscars, we're gonna have a big problem here. I love that the theme of this movie and the entire point of Spider-Man from the start, and Stan Lee has said this in interviews, is that anyone can wear that mask. And I love that is the message.
That is the main message for this. And that's exactly why we have all these different renditions of Spider-Man.
Exactly.
And when you see the conclusion of the story come together, you understand. They just really wrap it with a bow of this whole concept. Like anyone could be a hero.
Exactly.
Oh my God. I'm going to start crying again.
It was fantastic. Okay, listen. We talked a lot about the positives. Let's get into the negatives. Anyways, so...
Okay, no. I didn't have any negatives going into this. Like, I would definitely rate this high, like near perfection. Yeah. But you had...
I had one minor grip. So, like, when we're talking about the villain designs, I think Kingpin looked a little funky, a little bit weird. Like I said, it's not like I hated it or anything. I just, like, at some points I was just kind of taken out of the movie. Yeah.
It throws you off. It didn't bother me that much because, like, Kingpin is supposed to be really big.
True, it's true.
And although it's over-exaggerated because it's animation, that's why it doesn't bother me. Because of everything else going on in the movie and how the animation actually changes to what's happening in the story, that part didn't bother me.
That's fair. Yeah, like I said, I didn't really hate it. It's just a small little nitpick if I had to pick out a negative in this movie that I would point out. But okay. We talked a lot about it. Let's give our score out of 10. I think we both kind of agree on this. So if you want to say it at the same time.
Okay.
On 3. 1, 2, 3. 10 out of 10.
Yes,
this
definitely.
This movie is so good.
It is such a good movie. Like, if you're not a fan of superheroes, or even if you are a fan, like, you have to watch this movie. Mm-hmm. Get your family involved.
Oh, yeah.
Get all your friends who said you're a nerd for liking superheroes. Have them sit down and watch this movie with you.
And they'll be converted.
They'll be converted just like that, because it really touches your heart. It makes you laugh. Visually, it's just stunning. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful.
It's spectacular. Like I said, it's spectacular. It's amazing. It's ultimate. You know, like
keep going,
whatever you can say about this movie, it is everything that I wanted it to be. I'm so happy with how this turned out.
It leaves you wanting more.
I want more.
Yeah.
I want more. I heard that there's some spinoffs and stuff already in development, and good for Sony for moving forward and knowing that they struck gold.
They struck gold. And if you stay back for post-credits,
stay for the credits. Stay for the credits.
That.
Oh, yeah.
It gets there's no Infinity War spoilers there, but it would actually rope you into wanting to follow this story more. Yeah, no, super exciting. I love the movie. Obviously, Camille loved the movie as well. Before we head out, though, Camille, where can people find you online? Oh, Twitter and Instagram at This Is Camco, and of course, I'm always around wherever you are.
That's right.
Following you all the time.
Her links and everything's going to be linked in the description. Give her a follow. She's an awesome geek. You know, listen, I don't use that term in a negative way, especially after walking out of this movie. I'm a geek and I'm proud of it. Okay, you know. But all right, now we want to hear your thoughts. Did you get a chance to see Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse? Let us know what you guys think, and are you excited for it if you haven't gotten a chance to see it yet? We want to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. And of course, once again, if you could leave a like rating on the video, it shows your support, and I would really appreciate it. And you can click on screen to make your way to one of the other videos on the channel, or you can click my logo to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and like us on Facebook. The links are in the description. Drop a like if you enjoyed, leave a comment if you have an opinion, and subscribe if you're new. That's a wrap.